Hey friends, thanks for joining me. Today I am creating 2 cards, 2 for 1 essentially, using a beautiful embossing folder by Lisa Horton. This one is called Zinnia. And the really cool thing about these embossing folders is that most of them come with coordinating dies, so you don't have to purchase the die. So what I've done here is I have die cut out the die, and I'm using cement tape to attach it to my card panel. I want to add some ink over it. So I've got my Distress Oxide ink in the color Spun Sugar and my nice big blending brush, and I'm going to blend some color completely over my card panel. Now I want to make sure that I am getting as close as I can to the edges of that die cut, and the die cut is also colored because we're going to use that die cut for later for our second card. So I'm just going to pop that aside. So I've got my embossing panel, my embossing folder here, and I'm going to line it up with the white space that has been left behind from that panel and run it through my machine. So pretty. It's actually called Zinnia, this embossing folder. Just attaching it now to my card base, and my first card is almost done. These cards are so quick and so easy. I have pre-done already my sentiments. I've cut the shadow of that hugs die just from white cardstock, and I've used some glitter foam in pink and white. So for this first card I have chosen the pink one, and I've popped the white one aside for my second card. I really like the simplicity of this. So I'm just finishing it off now with some Uniquely Creative Pearls in the color Chantilly, and that's my first card completed. Quick, hey? So now we have this little die cut piece left. Decided that I wanted the color to be just a little bit deeper, so I'm just going over the top of it with some picked raspberry, again the oxide inks. And then this lines up beautifully in the embossing folder, and it's going to give us a lovely little focal point for my next card. So this is where things got a bit tricky. I wanted to use some white pigment ink to bring out the detail, but I find when I use oxides, the white ink sometimes just sinks into it, obviously because the oxides are water-based. So I've used some Distress Glaze just to see if that will give it a barrier, and I've popped it aside to dry. While it's drying, I'm creating my background using the Splashes of Color stamp by Altenew. This means that this stamp is so cool, I don't have to do mixed media, and I get the perfect result just by stamping. So I'm stamping it up in the Spun Sugar. I've got a little bit in the top right hand corner, and then I'm going to reposition that stamp and go towards the bottom corner on the left hand side there. And that just creates like this watermark wash for behind my focal point. I love this stamp set. So you can see here now I'm going to come in with the white ink, and while it looks really good when you first do it, I find that I have to do this a few times to build some color. So I've popped it aside to dry. While that's drying, I'm going to cut out 2 more of the die cuts so that I can stack them up and then pop that focal point on top, just so it stands up a little bit and out from that background. So there's our focal point all done, and I'm going to come back in again now with the white ink, because you can see there now that it's just started to basically disappear. So again, that's the second time with the white ink. I'm going to set that aside to dry, and while that's drying I'm going to pop that panel onto my card base. So my card sizes are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 for both of my cards. That's just my preferred size, and I am using Franceville 300 GSM cardstock for both my panels and my card bases and my die cutting. So I'm going to attach that now to my card base, And I have my sentiment here ready to go. This one is with the white glitter. So I'm just prepping the sentiment now because I'm not happy that the white ink is starting to disappear again. So I'm coming in one more time. And that's going to just about fix it. So adding some glue and my sentiment, keeping the embellishments really simple, just going to mirror the same as the first card with those little pearls. And that's my second card done. Let me know what you think. Which one's your favorite, the first one or the second one? A couple of close-ups for you. And thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this, I would love for you to consider subscribing, click the like button, share with a friend. And until next time, I'll chat to you soon.